Hello, my name is Raj. I'm an incoming junior at Avenues, the World School in New York, and today I finished my second milestone for the hand gesture controlled robot. This milestone was getting my finger detection and hand gesture recognition software running on the Raspberry Pi. The first step in this process was getting segmentation to work. When a hand enters the green rectangle on the Pi camera's video feed, its background gets subtracted and the silhouette of the hand is kept. It's with this silhouette that the finger detection is done on. To my right, you can see me holding up fingers and the Pi camera printing out how many fingers I'm holding up. This is done by taking the distance between the center of the palm and the biggest extreme point on the hand. It then uses that as a radius to create a circle around the whole hand. It then cancels the 0.25% of the circumference at the bottom to not include the wrist in the finger count. Any fingers being held up on the circumference are noticed and counted, and that's how the number of fingers are being counted. And in the next picture, you see the finger detection recognizing my closed fist. It does this by counting that there is a hand in the green rectangle and 0 fingers are being held up. In this next picture, you see me holding 3 fingers to the left. The way it counts if there are fingers being held to the left or right is that it finds what part of the circumference the fingers are being held up in. And depending on that, the output is done. So while coding this hand gesture recognition, I had a problem with the sklearn library. It wasn't downloading properly, and the sklearn library is used to use the pairwise function. The pairwise function finds the distance between multiple points and then outputs the greatest distance. So I had to write that function by myself. So how I did this is I basically did the Pythagorean theorem with the center of the palm, coordinate points, and the coordinate points of the extreme points on the hand. And then compared those distances to find the greatest one. And then with that distance, I created the radius of the circle. As you can see, as you saw in the pictures before, the print statements on the video feed of the Pi camera represent and output depending on what you were holding up with your hand. So the next part of my project will be to integrate this code with a robot car so I could be able to control it using my hand. And that will basically take assembling the car, connecting it to the Raspberry Pi, and then integrating some motor code into my if loops so I can be able to control it with my hand. So thank you for listening to my second milestone.